Good morning, everyone. And as usual, I wanted to edit my location to be on my business page, and I think I'm in my group, but that's okay. So good morning. To this morning is Marketing Monday. We always try to provide a little inspiration for your marketing because I think that is, Kim, what drives people crazy. It's like, what should they post? Another week's here. Did they schedule everything, what they should, and just always struggling with what should I post? So we came up with 3 questions, Kim and I, this morning on what you can ask yourself. So good morning, Kim. I hope you had a nice weekend. Mine was a little hectic.
Yeah, I did have a beautiful weekend. It's garden season, so I got to get my hands in the dirt. So it was great. How about yourself?
It was good. Lots of beaching and walking and hiking. It's been beautiful weather. So all good. Love, love, love. And I love to start Monday off with the marketing topic because I think it's daunting for a lot of business owners, a lot of interior designers. So let's get started. What was question number 1 we came up with?
Question number 1 was, how do we get in the conversation? So are our customers running from pain or are they running towards pleasure?
Now, this is a big one, and it's a different way of looking at your marketing, right? So let's say as a coach, I'm always looking to, when I do one post, I'm thinking, is this post about the vision of them being a better business than they feel like they are today? Or is this post about the pain they feel currently in their business?
Right.
So if, as a business owner, if you look at your business as an interior designer, are your clients, do they tend to come to you with a ton of complaints and that's what moves them to hiring an interior designer? Or do they tend to be more like, I just want my house to look beautiful? And they tend to be the more positive type clientele who has a vision of beauty. Right. And you want to get into their conversation in their head of your ideal client and then provide the answer. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes perfect sense. And giving yourself permission to kind of pick a lane and stay in it. I mean, I think that you can address both very nicely at the same time. But right now, over the weekend, I read so many comments like, I am so tired of my walls in my house. I have to and people are they were addressing the pain is what I was seeing. And so I think if you can address the pain, but then also show the pleasure. And one of these things is we run into that a lot when we're doing ads especially for coaches and stuff. Do we show someone that's frustrated and stressed out? Or do we show someone that's walking the beaches on the weekend?
Yes. And I think it depends on when you look at who your ideal client has been in the past. Have they come to you frustrated, overwhelmed, hating what they're currently living in or doing? Or do they go towards like, oh my God, you're living the life, I want to live like you? Like, right. I don't tend to sell myself on lifestyle.
Right.
But I do notice that a lot of interior designers only post the pretty pictures. And I get that because you're like, this is what I want my world to look like. But at the same time, they may want to shift gears sometimes and tap into the pain of what, like at least in the text.
Or even, I've been doing quite a few audits of interior designers, their social platforms. And one thing that I was drawn to was I like to see some of the before and the afters. That was because it gave me hope. It was like, oh, I could hire someone to help me get that after. And this is what my before looks like. And the other thing is I really liked it when they showed fabric choices. I have these 3 different fabric choices. And then you could even engage the audience and say, if I was redecorating your living area, which fabric would you choose? And so you can start that conversation. And that can kind of help gear to help you identify exactly who your audience is that you're speaking to. And if you find that your audience that you're speaking to on social media isn't the audience that necessarily is who you want to attract, then that's also a good way to know that you need to shift your posting to attract more of the clients that you want to attract.
Yes, I think the key to marketing is really always paying attention to what is getting the response
Yeah.
and shifting a little bit more to that. Okay, so question number 2 that we came up with.
Question number 2 was, where are your clients congregating to look for solutions?
Okay, so this is a big one. I'm teaching this. This is part of what I'm teaching in my masterclass tomorrow. Is that people congregate, people who are looking for improvement in any area of their life, they're either congregating somewhere together, having a conversation in their own heads, but also with what they're interacting with. They're also then searching, right? So there's congregating and then they're searching. So where do they congregate? Sometimes they congregate in Facebook groups that are for DIYers, right? I'm just using Facebook as an example. Other times they're Googling for solutions. Sometimes they're using Instagram to look for solutions.
Yep.
So what are your ideal clients searching for, and where do they congregate? What hashtags would they be looking for in order to find someone like you, or to find the inspiration to their pain, their solution to their pain? Are you really thinking through being in your client's shoes and figuring out where they'd be searching for? And a great way to figure this out, which again, I'm going into very deep diving into the psychology behind marketing tomorrow in the masterclass. But if you have clients currently, it's really important not just to do your job, but while you're working in such close proximity with them, find out what they did before they hired you.
Right.
In order to start figuring out what their conversation in their head has been over the last month, 2 months, 2 years. What magazines are they looking at? What have they been searching for? Do they go on Instagram? What are the hashtags they look for? Like, have these conversations when you're working with them, because this is what's going to give you the information to find out what to use as hashtags on your Instagram.
Yep. Hashtags, and then find out where you should invest your time and your dollars in your marketing. So if you don't have any clients coming from Pinterest, then don't spend money doing Pinterest or your time doing Pinterest. But if most of your clients are coming from Instagram, well, then learn how to be really good at Instagram, or hire someone that's really good at Instagram, because that is going to be a good return on your investment.
That's why I have you. All about the conversation, which you're really good at getting my audience. And like you're posting for me, but then I'm answering all my own messages.
Right. And a lot of the copy, we just give you some ideas, and then you can help formulate your words. A lot of it's your words that are coming out.
Right.
And your example too is that a week ago we posted a wonderful comment that we didn't like, a normal comment that you had, and it had a picture of you and your son. It blew up. Everybody loved it. Yesterday, I thought we had a really good topic also, but I just posted a picture of the beach, and that was not as much engagement on it. And so a lot of it was it the time of the day? Was it the weekend? Everybody's tired. And so now the next time we post, again, I would maybe post another picture of a beach or scenery of an event that you have participated in, to see what kind of results, and then paying attention to those numbers. And if I notice that it's always you and your kids, well, then I'm going to try to incorporate more of that into the strategy.
And my kids will have to approve every picture that goes up.
I know.
But you know what I think it is too? Well, it's funny because when I looked at that post, I thought, yeah, like I'm all about the beach. But yeah, I think it was a beautiful weekend here, and probably people might have been busier. So you can't always, here's the thing. I hear my clients go, but I posted and I'm just getting like nothing. I'm getting, the stare ahead, it's called, like no one's even paying attention. Okay. They're not always going to pay attention. Like, don't lower your self-esteem on whether your social media posts are blowing up or not. Right?
I just looked through my feed and it was like, boy, I had 3 that blew up last week, but like 4 of them had 0 on it. And so it's like, but the thing is that paying attention, and if you're always getting, like I did an audit of someone the other day, and they had like 9,000 page likes on their Facebook page, which is a nice audience. Zero comments, zero likes, zero nothing. So my advice to her was to really rethink the strategy and what audience that she's doing, and then gave her some tips on how she could try to increase, like she needs to increase that engagement to try to, yes. And so the beach thing, we had a few comments for you. Am I not going to ever post beach? Nope. I'm going to try it again to see if it was and keep trying. And then if we notice that there is no way your people never engage on beaches, well, then we have to look at it. But you need to try it 3 to 5 times before you say no.
Right. Yeah. Don't give up right away, but be in the conversation. You're trying to be in the conversation where your clients are. And it is, I don't care what anyone tells you. There's no 100% right or wrong. Really depends on your audience and you getting to know them. Being obsessed with your clients and understanding the psychology behind their journey, their conversation is key to having any type of success in any of your marketing. So that's what that question was all about. Okay, yes. Question number 3.
And that's kind of leads nicely into our question number 3 is pulling content to provide the solutions.
Okay, so let's talk about this. One of the biggest complaints I get from my clients that I coach is I don't have enough content to post my own pictures or my own stuff, and I don't know what to do. Is it okay to post other people's stuff? Does that look bad if I repost the same picture that I posted 3 months ago? Like, people are going to remember. So talk to us about, and stock photos or things like that. So Talk to us about that.
I say post what gets engagement. And if your post, like your post with your son last week, that's a beautiful image. It had a great engagement. I wouldn't hesitate to pull that out again in 6 weeks and use a different copy with it. Because we know that that's what your audience likes. And people forget. I mean, our attention spans are so short. And I see people that post things, recycle every month. Now, can you recycle the same image every month? If it's a really good image and you maybe change the copy and it's engaging, then maybe. But if it's not, then no. But yes, a lot of my clients will start recycling every 3 to 6 months with images. If they're good images. Stock photos, I use them for a lot of my clients and they get just as well too. It depends on the quality of stock photo. It depends on the message that you're coming through with your post. Yes. And I don't think there's anything wrong with using stock photos, but making sure it aligns with your brand and the message that you're trying to portray.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reality is not everybody has enough photos to post. So yes, you will have to reuse. And here's what I always say, and maybe it's bad, but no one's paying as much attention to you as you are, right? So no one's thinking, oh my God, she posted that picture 6 weeks ago and she's posting it again. Like, no one's thinking of that. They may say, they may like have a split second thought, like I've seen that picture before, but they're still going to love it if they loved it, right? So it's not going to matter. No one's giving you as much thought as you're giving you. And when it comes to stock photos, there's tons of stock photo sites. Some of them are better than others. We're actually adding a document. I think we have 22 stock photo sites we're putting in that document for my membership site, just to give people variety. So if you need to use a stock photo, like Kim is saying, make sure it adheres to your brand though, and mix it up, play, have fun with your social media. That's another thing. I feel like people are so uptight about it. Like, have fun with it, and that personality is going to come through.
People forget that social media says social, and we don't socialize with fun duds. We don't socialize with boring. Like, if you go to a cocktail party, you're going to go to the person that's lively and is engaging and is taking an interest in you. You're not going to go to the person that life sucks type thing. So yes,
I know. And I've said to a few times, if your business is not doing well, sometimes you have to look at your personal life. And I know that's like, ouch. And I've said that before, but it is true, because if you're not enjoying your personal life and living life, often it's reflected in your business, because you get very, very uptight. And it shows in all your social media. And it, like you said, when you're at a party, who are people attracted to? The person who's having fun, right? And happy. So sometimes you have to.
Right. I'm totally like, I love my work. And for many months, I have spent most weekends working. Well, I'm trying to shift because I watch you at the beach. It's like, okay, I'm going to take Nancy's. So this weekend we went to farmer's market and then just kind of tittle around town and stuff. And I actually had images to share on stories. And it was fun. And so people got to know me a little bit more. I got to show off our hometown. And yes, so it makes a big difference being social. I mean,
yeah,
social media is an amazing marketing tool, but it's social. It's not like TV, where TV's just, just like you have no engagement with your audience. So you don't know what works. You can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a TV commercial or a magazine ad, but you won't know for sure if it works. You spend time or hire someone at an economical cost on social media, you have immediate results. You have immediately knowing what your audience is doing. So
that's right. That's right. It's a whole interaction.
It is.
Okay, so this was Marketing Monday. I hope the tips we gave you today are helpful. Sometimes I feel like we're repeating ourselves, but yet we're not. We're coming at it at a different angle, because I think that people hear things in different ways at different times, right? So, but it's especially important for you to not just push out information, but make it dynamic,
right.
Give and take.
And right now, everything's switched in the last couple of months with everybody in life. So I think sharing the same message and reminding people, right now, people don't know where to start now. Like, you had COVID, we stopped. We had all the incidences of the last few weeks with the media and Black Lives Matter, all the sensitivities that we're all approaching. And so a lot of people's marketing stopped. And so now how do we get back into it again? And this is a great way to do that.
I think so. Okay, so Brian's asking, Brian is the current IDS Connecticut chapter president. Do you think Kim would be willing to participate in a Zoom discussion for our chapter in the fall?
I would love to.
I was going to say, I could let Kim answer that herself.
Yes. Thank you for thinking of that. That would be great. That would be fun. Thank you.
That is awesome. And yes, thank you, Jelly, I think it says, Jelly-Ann. Great topic, ladies. Good. I'm glad it's helpful. We keep trying. When Kim and I are working, we're hearing what the pain points are when it comes to social media. So we try not to plan too far in advance. It's like in the morning, we're like, what's come up this past week when it comes to your social media? I have a hair in my mouth.
Yeah, and you'll laugh, Nancy, because I did, like a couple weeks ago, we talked about planning, and every day I pull up my, these are the topics we're going to cover in the month, and we have not yet covered what we were going to cover. So I think it's great. I know,
but you know what? We're off the cuff on what's on people's minds right now. So yes, you can use stock photos if you're getting them from a multitude of sources and it represents your brand. Think about the conversation your clients are having prior to hiring someone like you. Are they running away from pain? Are they running towards pleasure? And how can you mix that up and see what really connects with them? And what was the middle one?
The middle one is, where are they congregating to look for solutions?
Right. Where are they congregating? So what hashtags are they looking for? What, what gurus do they follow? Right.
Right.
And if you're not yet a guru, share a guru's post, give them credit, say what you liked about their post, because if that's where your client is congregating, they may notice you then because you shared.
I just had a LinkedIn client that just did this. She tagged one of her gurus, like a really well-known gentleman, and he reposted her post on into his audience, which automatically she got exposure to hundreds of thousands of people that she normally wouldn't have. So big difference.
Absolutely. All right. So that's it for today, guys. My Marketing Monday. I have to hop on with my clients soon for their Monday morning motivation meeting. And you let Brian know where to.
I will. I'll respond in the comments.
Okay, perfect. All right. Everyone have a great Monday. Remember, your marketing is a conversation. So try not to get so hung up on what do I post and what do I say? Be you, be real, be you, and be in the conversation. Got to be in it to win it, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Kim.
Bye,
we'll see you guys next week. Bye.